What is up, guys? So as you can tell by the little picture icon thing on YouTube, my FC is dead. So ORP didn't really kill my car, and my car didn't just like grenade or die or anything. Actually, what happened was the first night that we were there, it is a night drift session in the North Bowl. So I threw headlights on real quick, got it all ready to go, went out there, made a couple of passes, and then it died on the very last corner. So I started it back up, drove it up to the top of the hill. It didn't sound very good at all. So I shut it down, popped the hood, and those oil cooler lines that I worked so hard on popped off again. So that is 4 times now that the oil cooler lines have popped off. So I kind of waited there for probably 5 or 6 minutes, and I had just gotten over the hill where nobody could really see me. Again, there's no lights out there, so that's really easy to do. And I waited, nothing. Nobody finished off a set of tires, so I couldn't get help or anything. So I plugged the oil line back in, started it up. There was no oil in the engine at all, and drove it probably a mile back into the pit area. And it sounded freaking horrible. So drove it in. The next morning, I ripped all the oil cooler stuff off of it. I was tired of it. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. And so yeah, I ripped that all off. When I ripped it off, the oil that came out of it was just silver. I mean, it was metal. So I threw more oil in it, started it up, ran fine. I took a couple of laps. Actually, yeah, two laps, and motor ripped. It was great. And then I broke third gear. So coming out of turn 2, third gear just left. It was not in the building anymore. It's not going to happen. So I was like, all right, well, I'll try fourth gear. This car's way too underpowered for fourth gear. That's not going to work. So I decided, I'll just try second gear and try not to wrap it out too much and see what happens. Not going to happen. It wrapped out way too far. Clunk, clunk. Done. Engine shut off again. I pulled over. I made sure there was still oil in it. There's still oil in it. I started it back up, and it just sounded atrocious. It was really, really bad. Again, drove it about a mile in like that. Brought it into the pit area, and I started it a couple more times after that, and it seemed to be just louder than heck, but it would run, and it had oil pressure still, which was kind of weird. So the next day, I went to start it to put it on the trailer, and it completely stopped. Like, it wouldn't. It turned over, ran, and then it seized and stopped. So I haven't checked to see if the engine seized. I haven't done anything. Life has gotten crazy lately, and I just have not had any time to look at that or at the car. But today, I will finally look at it. I have it up in the air, and I guess I'll pull the valve covers off first, see what happened. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully the heads are still good so I can salvage them. And I'll probably now end up doing something else instead of a 302. I know I have that spare one sitting over here. But you know what? With the engine gone, the transmission gone, it's all rebuildable. It all still worked. But at this point, I think I might just go a different route. With as many times as I've had to work on this and take this radiator out, you would think by now I'd come up with a better way that wouldn't make a huge mess, but that would be a lie. Here's something else I did, you guys. See how that bar is not straight? This one right here, this got shoved over real good. It used to be straight up and down. Now it's over like 3 inches. Here's what I really want to know. Can I still turn this thing over by hand, or is it seized? It turns not very easily, and it's stuck. So whatever I did, turn it backwards a little bit. We'll have to tear it down to find out more. Well, okay, you guys, so obviously the problem's not in the top end. I was hoping maybe a rocker arm broke or something and that was stopping the engine from turning, which usually wouldn't happen, but never say never with engines. That's what I have learned. So it's probably most likely something in the bottom end, or maybe the flywheel. I don't know. The flywheel, the trans area was making a lot of noise. I mean, when it's missing third gear, that could also cause a noise, but noises travel, so who freaking knows. Anyways, I'm going to call that good for this video. It's going to be kind of short, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was happening, why I haven't made a video in like 3 or 4 weeks. And it's just basically because the car's been sitting here and I haven't had any time to like work on it. So, yeah, the next video, I'll start tearing things down and see if we can find out what happened. Hopefully get my cherry picker home, then I can pull the motor and trans, really tear into it, and see, I guess, what I can sell for the next swap. As long as the parts are good, I'm going to sell them. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.